There is always something exciting about playing a brand new JRPG that isn't one of the popular franchises we already know and love, mostly to see how it differentiates itself from the pack. But while Astria Ascending's turn-based combat is excellent, its mediocre story and weak quest design drag it down. It has plenty of amusing things going for it, but those shortcomings keep it from becoming the breakout JRPG it had the potential to be.
Thunder!
Don't underestimate us!
In a JRPG fashion that's been done several times before, you play as Ulan, the leader of the 333rd Company of demigods trying to stop a chaotic threat that wants to remove harmony from the world. Each of your party members has their own bigger motivation too, but in general the story is just so cliché. Astria Ascending's world has a unique look and its races are freshly designed, but their differences are only skin deep. Because of this, the main cast suffers from bland dialogue and a lack of personality, making them uninteresting to spend dozens of hours with. And like so many other JRPG stories, their struggle is against yet another syndicate of generic villains that just want to destroy the world for some weak, unconvincing reason. That isn't to say that this story structure never works, because it does have its moments. Many party members have family tied into the events, but with how vague a lot of the plot points are, those potential hooks were never actually able to grab my interest. Unsurprisingly, completing your quest will mean venturing into a handful of puzzle-filled dungeons. Some of these require basic elemental powers to solve, like using wind to move boxes to the correct place, but most aren't that engaging due to their simplicity. Dungeons are mostly structured the same too. Each has a boss known as an Astria that you can summon in battle once you've defeated it, followed by another boss at the end, leaving them a little too predictable to make your way through. The repetition is shaken up a bit relatively deep into the story by a side-scrolling shooter section, but it's too little too late. You only ever see this twist between specific locations in the latter half of the story, and when previously you were never required to do so, but by that point, you'll already have progressed so far that its introduction feels random and disjointed. As you explore the world of Arcanum, you will find plenty of side quests, but these are similarly straightforward and uninspired, doing little to make the world feel fleshed out. You'll often find yourself defeating a certain number of enemies, or finding the quest giver a specific item, and little else. While none of them are very interesting, adding guild missions that task you with killing special enemies for money, experience, and skill points can be. Every enemy type has distinct abilities, so fighting these mini-bosses adds even more variety to the creatures that you face, especially when combat is the shining star here. Astria Ascending really stands out in its combat and its art style. Every zone is drop-dead gorgeous, especially in dungeons. Since it's presented as a 2D platformer outside of fights, the world of Arcanum feels as if it was created in a storybook, each of its characters drawn with tender love and care. And they especially shine in battle. Whether it be an attack, spell, buff, or status effect, everything is animated immaculately and with purpose. The combat itself is some of the best you'll see from a traditional turn-based JRPG. This is due to the excellent focus mechanic, which makes the party gain focus points when striking an enemy's weakness. Focus can stack up, allowing you to deal an abundance of damage once it maxes out, and the fact that enemies can do the same thing adds an extra layer of tension by making you lose your focus points if you use the wrong attack on an enemy. Mix that exciting system with the art and animations, and it truly makes combat an impressive package. Almost every encounter feels like a challenge that is satisfying to conquer too. An intuitive job system provides a wide variety of abilities to use, and planning your team's powers is where Astria Ascending's true puzzles lie. Members of your party begin with a starting job, but will gain 3 more throughout the story, which provides them a myriad of different skills to mix and match based off your personal preference and what enemies you are facing. Unfortunately, Astria Ascending also comes with some horrendous difficulty spikes. This means you'll occasionally need to spend a significant amount of time grinding to get past tough enemies. There's at least a difficulty option that can be lowered if you're not willing to deal with these annoying spikes, but on the normal difficulty, it's not uncommon to spend multiple hours to get to the level you need to be, only to have to do it again not too far down the road. Astria Ascending's incredible battle and job systems are perfectly complemented by its gorgeous art and animations, but the rest of this JRPG doesn't shine nearly as bright. It's hindered significantly by a bland story, one-note cast, and brutal difficulty spikes throughout. That brings down its otherwise rewarding combat and makes the journey feel like a chore rather than the exciting start of something new it could have been. For more on the latest JRPGs, check out our review of Tales of Arise, and for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.
Thunder!